Everybody say goodbye to the Moki Moki Mona Lisa. My arm actually got incredibly tired making this all out. I'm actually ashamed. So, as to date from this video, currently in the Yu-Gi-Oh! Trading card game, we have hand traps regarding to the Ghost Girls that affect each of the following zones. We have one that addresses the extra deck in the form of Ghost Reaper and Winter Cherries. We have one that affects the entire main zone in the form of Ghost Ogre and Snow Rabbit, one of the more popular ones. As of recently, we have one that affects the deck in the form of Ash Blossom and Joyous Spring, my personal favorite. And then as of last weekend, we finally are able to get our hands on one that affects the graveyard, which is in the form of Ghost Belle and Haunted Mansion. This pretty much clears up all the Yu-Gi-Oh! Checkpoints of things we have to cover when we're fighting against our opponent. Well, except for the exception of the banished zone. Who knows when we're going to get a hand trap that does that, but it's probably not going to be that great. But talking about what we do have, how does Ghost Belle and Haunted Mansion stack up against the rest of the lineup of the Ghost Girl hand traps? Well, let's talk about that.
Lil vanilla in the mix, don't eat ass, but I'm still with the shits.
What's up, my Nimrods? It's Gage coming back at you guys again with another dose of that fresh, never frozen Yu-Gi-Oh! Content. I am just dripping with gratefulness that you guys would spend a couple minutes with me here today, talk about a children's card game we both mutually enjoy so fucking much. So with the Flames of Destruction sneak peek happening just last weekend, a lot of people were able to get their hands on a lot of cards that they wanted to play with, and we're able to test for Nationals now. We still have a set coming up, but it's just another set to toy with. People are looking forward to a ban list coming out that's hopefully soon. I think a lot of people are under the impression that now with the new Element Saber support out, and we finally wrapped up all the YCSs for this month, I think we have something coming to us rather soon. Hopefully. One can dream, that's for sure. But one of those cards that got released in Flames of Destruction is a secret rare that a lot of people were looking to get their hands on, and that is the new Ghost Girl hand trap in the form of Ghost Belle and the Haunted Mansion. Ghost Belle and the Haunted Mansion is an Earth Zombie Tuner level 3 with 0 attack, 1800 defense, and its effect reads, when a card or effect is activated that includes any of these effects, quick effect, you can discard this card, negate that activation. Those included effects are add a card from the graveyard to the hand, deck, or extra deck, special summon from the graveyard, banish a card from the graveyard. And you can only use this effect of Ghost Belle and Haunted Mansion once per turn. So with Ghost Belle finally released, we have to talk about the viability of it comparative to its counterparts in the form of Ash Blossom, Ghost Ogre, and Ghost Reaper. How good is Ghost Belle stacking up compared to those other few? Well, I'm going to come right out of the gate. I'm going to say, unfortunately, I don't think Ghost Belle stacks up rather well against those other few. I think it's definitely probably the bottom of the bunch. And that's just saying because I think Ghost Belle is a little bit more situational compared to those other hand traps, especially Ash Blossom and Ghost Ogre and Snow Rabbit. Every deck is going to have something that searches from the deck to the hand. That's just the standard nowadays. Every deck is going to have something that activates on field, and which Ghost Ogre can address, but not every deck is going to have some form of a graveyard type effect. However, that doesn't dismiss Ghost Belle from just being an incredible hand trap on its own. I think it's more situational, but just like Ghost Reaper and Winter Cherries, when a format arises where a card is just crucial or a deck is just crushing it in the graveyard, Ghost Belle will become incredible. But let's talk about exactly what's good about Ghost Belle now. Ghost Belle's attributes kind of remind me of that of Necro Valley, and where Necro Valley will stop anything that moves a card from the graveyard to a different place. I think Ghost Belle kind of just resonates with that for the most part. Adding from the graveyard, special summoning from the graveyard, banishing from the graveyard kind of checks all the same boxes that Necro Valley does, but Ghost Belle's in the form of a one-time use hand trap, where Necro Valley is a field spell that just lasts until your opponent gets rid of it. That being said, in the history of Yu-Gi-Oh!, Necro Valley is one of the best field spells of all time, I think, and it is still an incredibly impactful card in some metas, some decks actually just being able to opt to play Necro Valley because of how powerful it is. You're not playing Gravekeepers, it doesn't matter. Ghost Belle is pretty cool because it gives us that same power that Necro Valley has in a hand trap. And that's pretty cool because normally if you're going second with Necro Valley is more of a dead card than anything. But Ghost Belle can solve that problem because if you're going second, it's just a hand trap. So what exactly are some cool uses for Ghost Belle? Well, let's get into that. In the current meta we're in right now, it might not seem as useful because there's not a lot of decks that are obviously going to abuse the graveyard. And a deck like Pendulum Magician, really the only card that's acting, well, from the graveyard is a card like Black Fang Magician, and I guess also Supreme King Darkworm is another card that acts from the graveyard. But outside of that, there's really not too many things going on with Pendulum Magician because everything's acting from the extra deck. True Drake is another deck that really doesn't have too many things going on from the graveyard. Not too many things I can think of, at least. Maybe like a card like True King Return, which is I guess the one of. But are you really going to play Ghost Belle against that? However, Ghost Belle does have a lot of utility against a different deck that's a little bit more popular. That's the 60-card Dino variants, or 60-card variants in general, I would say. Ghost Belle is really what I would think of as the zombie killer, just being able to stop so many powerful cards from going off. Cards like Soul Charge, cards like Fairy Tale Snow, cards like Mizuki, all these cards can be stopped with Ghost Belle and Haunted Mansion, making it an incredible side option against this deck. And even if we want to continue to stray from meta decks, Paleozoic is another deck that Ghost Belle and Haunted Mansion absolutely decimates. Being able to stop any of the Paleozoic effects is huge. It's great. Being able to stop Ronin Tonin is really powerful. Being able to stop Totally Awesome from recurring anything from the graveyard when it gets sent to the graveyard, it's also pretty powerful. Lots of options that Ghost Belle and Haunted Mansion can stop. One of my personal favorite interactions that I think is a little bit lesser known is the fact that Ghost Belle and Haunted Mansion and how it stacks up to that of Called by the Grave. One of the new cards in the same set as Ghost Belle, Called by the Grave, is a very powerful card that got released that is able to stop hand traps. It's the hand trap killer in most people's eyes. I just personally think this is sick, but did you know that Ghost Belle and Haunted Mansion can actually stop Called by the Grave because Called by the Grave banishes a card from the graveyard? I think that's pretty cool. I think it's personally neat that if the meta kind of evolves to a state where it's just trying to get your combo off by any means necessary, the fact that we might get those same wars that we saw back when Draco Pow was the shit, with the wars against Wavering Eyes, where who would activate Wavering Eyes and who would have the last one. I just think that'd be pretty cool if we get to a point where if your opponent activates Called by the Grave and you counter it with Ghost Belle is just the standard. I think that's an extremely situational use to just play Ghost Belle and Haunted Mansion for, but if Ghost Belle and Haunted Mansion has duality in the rest of that same format by still holding that same power, I think it'd be pretty neat to see it in that sense. Also, Ghost Belle's pretty sick in the sense that whenever we get that new Burning Abyss Link monster, you can stop cards like Seer and Dante that activate in the graveyard with Ghost Belle and Haunted Mansion. Pretty cool. Altogether, I think Ghost Belle and Haunted Mansion is an incredible card. Has a lot of utility, much like all the other Ghost Girls do. Being these incredible hand traps, having the ability to stop these powerful effects is what really makes these cards shine. And I think just like Ghost Reaper and Winter Cherries, I think Ghost Belle will have its chance to shine. Ghost Reaper and Winter Cherries obviously saw some incredible play when Burning Abyss was the best deck, being able to banish all your opponent's Dantes. That sounds pretty good. Also, seeing some side deck play to be able to banish your opponent's ABC Buster Drakes is also just equally as good as well. Ghost Belle actually probably is a little bit less situational than that of Ghost Reaper and Winter Cherries, so I won't be surprised to see this card maybe right around the corner pop into meta deck somewhere, and actually might even be able to see main deck play depending on the state of the format. But let me know what you guys think of Ghost Belle and the Haunted Mansion. What do you think of this spoopy card? Do you guys think it's actually good maybe right now, or do you think it will be good in the future? I'd love to hear what you guys think.
That's all, folks.
If you guys liked the video, be sure to like the video. Thumbs up the video. I'm just press that you enjoyed the video. If you did like the video, please do consider subscribing to my channel. Your boy's uploading regularly. Home dog. Don't be afraid to also, when you do hit that subscribe button, hit the notification bell to get updated when I upload some of that more subpar Yu-Gi-Oh content. I know a lot of you guys are just dying to see me talk about this shit. That being said, thank you guys for watching. Be sure to like, comment, definitely subscribe. I'll catch you guys in the next one. Thanks for watching, guys. Nim Nim, signing out. Hey, if you guys made it this far in the video, congrats. Thank you guys for watching. But also, if you can, give me some suggestions of something to throw up on my whiteboard in place of the Moki Moki Mona Lisa. May it rest in peace. I'm going to miss it greatly. I put a lot of time into that. But yeah, drop me down some ideas down in the comment section below, or you can tweet me at NimNim. Can I throw my oh yeah, look, there's all my social medias. You guys should definitely follow me on those because I'm using them a lot more, and it's easily the best way to get in touch with me if you guys want to do that. So if you guys want to get in touch with me, if you guys want to send me anything or talk to me or whatever, these are the best ways to do it. Follow those, and yeah, I love you guys. Thanks for watching. Catch you guys in the next one.